Hello students, welcome to your science class. You all know we are learning chapter 9, the living organisms, characteristics and habitat of your NCERT science textbook. In this chapter, we have learned about various habitats of living beings and also we are now learning different characteristics seen in living organisms. Some more science facts we may not know are, or did you know that babies have around 100 more bones than the adults? 20% of Earth's oxygen is produced by the Amazon rainforest. Polar bears are nearly undetectable by infrared cameras. Isn't science interesting? We are learning new facts every day to gain more interest in science and get deeper into the nature. Now, let us proceed to our topic. Like in every class, let us recall what we have learned till now. We learned about we learned about different living beings and the places where they live and grow called habitat. We learned different types of habitats, few adaptations seen in plants and animals to survive in a particular habitat. We explored few habitats like deserts, mountain regions, grasslands, oceans, ponds, and lakes, and have seen the types of plants and animals that grow in that place and the kind of adaptations observed in them. In the previous class, we also started learning characteristics of different organisms. We have seen in detail why actually the living things are unique and different from non-living things. Today, let us investigate these characteristics seen in living organisms. Characteristics help us to classify and describe organisms, their functions, how species come into existence, and the interactions they have with each other and with the natural environment. This is why we study the characteristics of organisms. In the previous class, we started the research with a question. Do all organisms need food? And the answer is yes. We learned food is very essential for all living beings, where the plants prepare their own food by the process called photosynthesis, and animals depend on plants and other animals for food. The food we take in is essential for growth and development and several other metabolic activities. Now you learned that food helps us gain energy and is important for growth and development. That means on consuming energy with time we process to grow. Students, let me ask you a few questions. The shirt you had 4 years ago still fits you now? I don't think so because compared to adults, children grow more faster. You might have grown taller during these years and you might have not even observed also that how you have grown over all these years. And also over more upcoming years, you will grow into an adult also. That means growth and change is essential and never ending for living things. Now, the next question is, do all organisms grow? We know we humans grow, What about other living organisms? You all might have seen a puppy growing into an adult dog. A small chick can grow into a hen or a cock. We see our domestic animals and pets growing in size over a period of time. So, other animals also grow like the human beings because they are also living things. We learned that all animals grow in size. That means the cells inside our body grow and differentiate, and we see various levels of organization of the body in the growth process. What about plants? Do plants also grow? The answer is yes. Look out through your window. What do you observe? You see plants of varying size. Some are small, some young, some bigger, some very old trees. They all are present in different stages of their growth. Can take a seed of your choice. Sow it in a rich nutrient soil. Give it some time, some proper air, some sunlight, proper sunlight, and water to the place where you have sown the seed. Or a sapling. It need not be only a seed, it can be a sapling also, but you have to provide all these conditions to it. What will you observe? You will observe the sapling to be growing into a young plant and then to a tree over some time period. Now you know that living things grow and change throughout their life. Growth is also one of the most common characteristics seen in all living things. What about non living things? Do they grow? We know the answer. We know that non living things change shape due to external conditions but do not show any growth and development as seen in living things. Next thing that we should research on is on the characteristic of living things is that living organisms gain and release energy. In that aspect we have a question. Do all organisms respire or breathe? Yes, all living organisms respire. We cannot live without breathing. Lack of air to plants and animals leads to their fatal conditions. Usually, when we inhale, the air from outside moves inside of our body, and when we exhale, the air move out from our body. Are breathing and respiration same? No, breathing is a part of a process called respiration. Respiration is one of the metabolic processes seen in living organisms where energy is utilized. In the process of respiration, some amount of oxygen is inhaled or breathed in and is used by the body. We exhale or breathe out the carbon dioxide produced in this process. You can see the image here to understand the process of respiration. On moving to higher standards, you will also understand how the process of utilization and breakdown of energy is seen in this process of respiration. The process of respiration is evolved from lower organisms to higher level organisms. It has evolved over the time, and the organs used for respirations have also been evolved over time period. We humans respire through lungs. Similar respiration method is seen in animals like cows, buffaloes, dogs, or cats. If you observe any one of these animals while they are taking rest, and notice the movement of their abdomen. The slow movement of their abdomen, where the diaphragm moves down during inhalation and the diaphragm moves up during exhalation. This slow movement indicates that these animals are also breathing like humans. So, other animals also breathe, they respire. Now we understand that respiration is very essential for all living organisms. Here in the image, you can see and understand that through respiration, the body obtains energy from the food we take in, and in this process, only some energy, water, and carbon dioxide are released as end products. We exhale this carbon dioxide in the process of respiration. Not all animals show similar breathing mechanisms. As said, they have been evolved from lower animals to highly evolved animals. For example, earthworm breathes through skin. Fish have gills for using dissolved oxygen in water. These gills absorb oxygen from the air that is dissolved in water. The cockroach respire through spiracles, and highly evolved animals respire through lungs. Now coming to plants, we know that plants utilize carbon dioxide, water and sunlight to prepare its own food, and this process is called photosynthesis. Is it similar to respiration? But we learned that in the process of respiration, energy breakdown or utilization is seen, whereas here in photosynthesis, energy is made. So they are two different processes. Exchange of gases in plants mainly takes place through the leaves. Through the tiny pores, leaves take in air and use the oxygen. They give out carbon dioxide to the outside air. The reverse is seen in photosynthesis, where oxygen is released out and carbon dioxide is utilized in the process. But you have to know that the amount of oxygen released in the process of food preparation is much more than oxygen used in their respiration. That means more oxygen is released out during photosynthesis. That is why these many animals depend upon oxygen that are released out by the plants. And the oxygen utilized for respiration is comparatively less amount in plants for their respiration. Photosynthesis takes place only during daytime because it needs sunlight, whereas respiration in plants takes place during both nights and daytime also. That means it is a continuous process. Students, what is your reaction on stepping on a sharp object like a thorn? While walking barefoot, why does our mouth waters on seeing our favorite food? Why our eyes feel a sudden sensitivity on moving into bright sunlight from a dark place? What are these reactions? What are those changes called? All of us respond immediately to such changes, and these changes that makes us respond are called stimuli. So the next question is, do all organisms respond to stimuli? Let's discuss about this topic in our next class. Thank you.